contraception. There are different methods of contraception. What you know, different types of contraception. One is natural, okay, and then one is barrier, other is hormonal, other is your intrauterine device. Then comes the implant and hormonal. There's hormonal, non-hormonal, and last is your permanent sterilization. So first coming on to natural methods. So for most commonly used is withdrawal technique. Okay, just before ejaculation, the male partner withdraws the penis and ejaculate outside. That is the withdrawal technique. Then comes the natural method. Natural method, there are two methods. First is calendar based method and second is symptom based method. Calendar based method means like 20, cycle should be regular for calendar based method. Ovulation normally occurs. What is the luteal phase and follicular phase? How many days is the luteal phase and follicular phase? 14 days. So like patient is having 28 days cycle, so you will minus 14 from 28, that is on the 14th day ovulation will occur. So patient will not have intercourse, or the partner will not have an intercourse during that fertilization period. Normally we'll take it as 7 days, second week, or day 10 to day 21, or day 10 to day 18. That is the fertile period, and patient will not have intercourse during that period. That is the calendar method. And the first week after the menses is safe, and first 1 week before the menses is safe. So that 7 days and here 7 days is safe. And in between, that is unsafe period or fertile period. That is the calendar method. Second is the symptom based method. Two methods are used. First, you don't need to write all these, they are all given in the book. Okay, I will show you, all given in the book. Just listen. Symptom based, what can be the symptoms of ovulation? Do you know any symptom of ovulation? Yes, rise in basal body temperature. The one is basal body temperature technique, and second is cervical mucus thickening. There's a different type of cervical discharge during the one menstrual cycle. Cervical mucus thickens around the ovulation period. That is cervical mucus technique. When the mucus starts thickening, the couple will stop having intercourse and or use any barrier method during that time. And when it is liquidy, then they will start having intercourse, or they will stop using any barrier or contraceptive method during that period. Okay, that is cervical mucus technique. What is the other name of cervical mucus technique? Billing method. Billing method, also known as cervical mucus method or billing method. BILLING. Billing method. These are the two techniques. And basal body temperature, patient will monitor her temperature daily. And when the temperature rises by 1 degree, then she will not have intercourse, or ovulation will occur in 24 hours. They will use any contraceptive during that period, any barrier method, or they will avoid having intercourse in that period. So these are the two major methods: withdrawal technique and natural method. Okay, your calendar based and that is known as rhythm method, or fertility awareness method, also known as fertility awareness method. Two types: calendar base or rhythm, and your symptom base. Okay. Now coming on to barrier. Most common barrier used is male condom. Other types, do you know any names? Diaphragm, yes. What? What? हाँ? क्या बोला समझ नहीं आया. फोल्ड, वोल्ट, अच्छा नया कुछ है, नहीं पता क्या है, क्या स्पेलिंग बोला, कुछ नया है क्या, क्या बोला? कैप बोल, सर्वाइकल कैप, cervical cap, diaphragm. Diaphragm and cervical caps almost look similar. Diaphragm is larger and cervical cap is smaller. And there is one female condom and male condom, all you know. This is the government supplied male condom, all walled cap, the cervical cap. Uh, this is the also found in government supply, named as Nirod. Okay, and female condom is also in many places available free of cost in government centers, and diaphragm cervical cap is not available. And one more contraceptive or barrier contraceptive is available in government supply, also known as sponge or vaginal sponge, also known as today vaginal sponge. But the difference is there is no proper blockage over there. That is just a sponge, and spermicidal jelly is already there containing this spermicidal jelly. That is not 100%, this is not absolute, but that is also available in government centers today. TOTADAY, today sponge. But that will be containing spermicidal jelly. Without spermicidal, that is of no use, sponge. Okay. Now coming on to the male condom. It is normally made of latex, or it can have polyurethane also. And one of the, that due to latex, there's one of the major side effect of reaction, okay, allergic reaction. Many condoms have spermicidal jelly, and many condoms comes pre-lubricated. And now coming on to the main point, what are the advantage and disadvantage? What are the advantage of condom? Easy to use, yes. Huh? Inexpensive, uh, easily available, very important, prevents STD. This is the only, or barrier method is the only contraceptive method that prevents STD, HIV, HPV, cervical cancer, all of these things. It is a major advantage. If patient is like, if patient comes to you having she's, or patient husband or partner is suffering from, is having HIV positive, in that case you will advise to use barrier contraceptive. No other methods can be absolute. You have to advise barrier contraceptive. The most important advantages, it prevents STD, HIV, hepatitis, and your other sexually transmitted diseases, gonorrhea, chlamydia, and HPV also. Okay, HPV can cause which disease? HPV, human papilloma virus, causes which? Cervical cancer. In gynae, you have to answer what is the gynae problem? No? Cervical cancer. Okay, the most important, the deadly disease in gynae is cervical cancer. It prevents cervical cancer. Okay, and what are the other advantage? It is easily available everywhere, and it is but it is intercourse dependent. Okay, you have to use before the intercourse. And what are the other advantage? Easily available, inexpensive, and free of cost available. Okay, many centers free of cost. It is inexpensive, less cost if they are buying on their own money, and even in the government supply, it is free of cost available. Okay, and what are the disadvantage? Allergic reaction, yes, and it is user dependent. It is not female. If female wants the contraception and male doesn't want the contraception, that is not female friendly. Okay, that's why it is user dependent. If this is a most common problem in the OPD, you will say patient. You will advise the patient, if patient is suffering from PID or STD, you will advise any barrier contraceptive. Patient will say, my husband is not using this, is not willing to use this. Okay, because there is no proper satisfaction is reached according to male, but it is not as but there social notion that no satisfaction is reached using this. That's why it is user dependent. If female wants the contraception and male is not using it, it will not contraception will not be there. Okay, that's why the major disadvantages, it is user dependent. If user is using, or the intercourse dependent, you have to the partner has to use before the intercourse. And other method, it is not user or intercourse dependent. It doesn't depend at what time they are having intercourse, and which day of the cycle they are having intercourse. but here it is dependent on the time of intercourse or day of intercourse. Okay. And what are the most important in your Viva question, what are the other non contraceptive use of male condom? Most important. Other things they will not ask you, intercourse dependent, not dependent, but you need to know. But major question or the most important question asked during your exam is, what are the non contraceptive use of male condom? Huh? Prevent STD, yes. And that is the advantage, not use. What are the other uses? Non contraceptive use. Uh, have you attended the USG? USG, any TVS? Have you seen any TVS being done? During TVS, to cover the probe, they use condom, male condom. Oh, then during TVS transvaginal sonography, male condom is used to cover the probe. Okay, and one of the major, most important use in obstetrics after delivery is to control the PPH. They can use condom tamponade. One of the other method is balloon tamponade to decrease the PPH. How it is used? This is the uterus. And what we do, we tie the condom on the Foley's catheter, yeah, and the condom is inflated with normal saline. Okay. And due to pressure effect on the wall, it causes stoppage of the bleeding, decreases the bleeding due to compression effect. This is condom tamponade. Tamponade. It is very commonly used, and in TVS, it is very commonly. This is the probe. TVS probe is longer, and we use condom to cover the tip because it is inserted vaginally. That's why protection is required, so that no infection is there. Infection is not transmitted from one patient to another. If we use the same probe in each of the patient, it will cause infection, transfer of the infection. That's why condom is used in different condom is used in separate patient. Okay. Now coming on to female condom. Female condom is longer, and it has two rings. Male condom, all of you know, one end is open, one end is closed, and there is teat over the closed end. And it should be worn just before the intercourse, after full erection. In female condom, there are two rings. One is smaller ring, and other is the larger ring. Smaller ring should be inserted inside the vagina, behind the pubic symphysis, just around the cervix. Okay, this will rest around the cervix. Smaller ring that is closed, and outer ring is open, that will rest outside the vagina, just outside the vagina, just outside the hymen. Okay, this will rest just outside the hymen. It is longer, but female condom, and we say diaphragm. Diaphragm is also like cap like, that is larger, and what you told vault cap or cervical cap, that is smaller. Okay, smaller, just it will cover the cervix. Okay. The main disadvantage is because patient has to learn how to use it, and it is difficult to insert. So many female do not opt for this female barrier methods. Okay, because it is troublesome to insert this inside the cervix and inside the vagina. Okay, every time before the intercourse, and it should be worn before 24 hours before the intercourse, and should be kept approx 6 hours after the intercourse. They can't remove it just after the intercourse, and in condom it can be removed just after the intercourse. Okay, just after the intercourse it can be removed, but these should be in place after around 6 hours after the intercourse. Okay, and the same side effects are there. There is risk of allergic reaction, and diaphragm and Cap can be used after washing and should be kept sterilized and kept in separate case and can be reused. But condom can't be reused and female condom can't be reused, male and female condom. And these two can be reused. But advantages, it is female user friendly. If female wants the contraception, she can use on her own. And the advantages, the same advantage as male condom, it prevents the STD, HIV, other gonorrheal, non-gonorrheal, chlamydial infection. Okay. And what are the other methods apart from barrier method? One I told you it was sponge. Now coming on to oral contraceptive pills. फोटो दिखा देती हूँ इसमें. This is the male condom, as you all know. No, okay. This is the male condom, and this is the female condom. Okay, this is the female condom. This is the smaller ring. This is the larger ring. It should be placed inside the around the cervix, and it is placed outside. This is the diaphragm, and this is the cap, your wall cap or cervical cap. This is much smaller, just covering the cervix. But failure rate is higher in female barrier methods. Okay. Now coming on to your oral contraceptive pills. The most commonly used is combined oral contraceptive pill, or OCP, oral contraceptive pill. The most commonly used is this one, Mala N, Mala D, and Suvida. These are all available in government centers free of cost. There is one Mala N and one Mala D. Mala D, কি বলছে? কি বলছে? Saheli. Saheli is different. Mala and Mala D. Mala N, it is free of cost, and Mala D, some 2 rupees or 4 rupees is cost. And one more is available, Suvida, Khushi. These are the all government supplied. These are all your contraceptive pills, oral contraceptive pill. What is the composition of the oral contraceptive pill? Estrogen and progesterone. Which is the estrogen, which is the progesterone used? Progesterone. Ethinyl estradiol is the estrogen. Okay. The OCP. Oral contraceptive pills, or COC, also known as COC. In BSF, normally we use the term COC, combined oral contraceptive pill. Combined means it has estrogen and progesterone. What is the estrogen? Estrogen is ethinyl estradiol. Ethinyl estradiol. EE, short form EE. What is the normal dosage of ethinyl estradiol? What is the dose in this? When you are asked in Viva, just pick up the contraceptive or any drug. It can be other drugs also. Just read it. Don't hypothetically say this and that. You have this in your front. Just take it and read it. Okay. You have to answer other questions. But what is the composition? You have to see, because in place of Mala N, you can be given Dronis, you can be given Yasmin. The composition is different. So just pick up and read it. Okay. This is Mala N. You can open it. How many tablets are there? What is the dose of ethinyl estradiol in this? 50. What is the dose? 50, 30 or 20 or 10? What is the dose over here? Dose. I'm asking you dose. I asked ethinyl estradiol. 30 microgram. Okay, and this is the most common or the only used estrogen nowadays. In all of the contraceptive COC or OCP, ethinyl estradiol is used. The other is your, and the doses differ. High dose is 50 microgram, normal, the most common dose is 30 microgram, low dose is 20 microgram, and the last approved, FDA approved dose is 10 microgram in the low dose pills. This is low dose, this is normal dose, this is high dose. Okay, and then coming on to progesterone. Progesterones, which progesterone is there in Mala and levonorgestrel? Which generation progesterone is that? Which generation progesterone is that? Third generation. First generation is norethindrone enanthate. Ethindrone enanthate. Second generation is levonorgestrel. Third generation is desogestrel. This is the most commonly used, levonorgestrel. Desogestrel. And fourth or newer generation, also known as newer generation, is what you must have seen in OPD, Drones, Yasmin, Yaz, Drospirenone, and Dynogest. These are the fourth generation, or we call it as newer generation. These are the fourth generation. There are other names also, but you need to know only these names. Remember these names. What is the dose of levonorgestrel in Mala N or Mala D? Mala N. Levonorgestrel dose. Dose kato? Ethinyl estradiol is 30 microgram, है ना? And levonorgestrel is 15. 0.15 milligram. Okay. Tick. Mala N, Mala D, and your Suvida, all is same. The most important thing is in government supply there is, where is the pill? These are the hormonal pills. 3 rows, 21 tablets are the hormonal, and 7 is non-hormonal. That is iron. Which iron is there? Ferrous fumarate. How many? How much? लिखा हुआ है सब, पीछे लिखा हुआ है. How much dose? यही सब पूछा जाएगा एग्जाम में. 60 milligram. Okay. Normal iron, normal iron supplied, government supply is 60 only in every iron. Government supply iron is 60 milligram only. So here 21 hormonal tablets are there and 7 non-hormonal tablets. That is iron, ferrous fumarate. That is the 21 days she will take. बाद में करना है. बाद में क्या पूछना है मुझसे? पूछो, क्या पूछना है? Equivalent to this 60 is in the tablet, but absorbed will be 19.5. Okay, bioavailability will be 19.5. Okay. Acha, how you will ask the patient to take this? What will a patient comes, like say you are the patient, you have to advise how she will take. बोलो patient tablet लेके आए हो या तुमने advice किया tablet? How will you ask her to take it? कैसे लेना है? After the menstruation, which day? Huh? Patient doesn't know anything. You have to tell. She's the patient. You have no. You don't have to answer. If she's saying ki, this is my 8th day of menstrual cycle, so what will you advise? She's the patient, you have to advise. This is the 8th day of menstrual cycle. She will advise, start this tablet. Huh? 8th day of menstrual, she will start taking this tablet. Huh? You have to be confident. Normally, we ask the patient to take OCP, start OCP within 5 days. Either she can start from the first day of menstrual cycle. The safest method is start from the first day of menstrual cycle. It is safest. No backup method will be required if she starts from the first day of menstrual cycle or up to 5th day. Even if you can ask if you can start the tablet from 5th day of menstrual cycle. If the patient comes like this in 8, she's having menstruation 8 days running, then you will advise other contraceptive method to be used in this cycle. Or if she will not return, if patient will not return back to your facility, then you can advise to start this one new strip, but you will confirm or rule out the pregnancy. You will do UPT test, you will rule out the pregnancy. You will ask other questions like husband is at home or not, they had any intercourse during that previous cycle or not, or menstrual like 8 day menstrual cycle is going on, so that menses was normal or not. If patient, many times bleeding can occur in pregnancy also. If patient is telling ki scanty menses was there, only just spotting was there on the day of menstruation, then you will surely confirm the pregnancy, rule out the pregnancy. You will do urinary pregnancy test. If that is negative, then you will ask the patient to start this. If she will not return back to you, if you are not sure that she will return back to you, or the best method is you will ask the patient to use barrier method in this cycle and ask her to return after the next menses or during the next menses within first 5 days. Okay, this is the best method. And the most important question asked during exam is on which day you will ask the patient to start this. Okay, the first day or 5th day is safe. Within first 5 days is safe, but you have to tell the patient. So you will say you can start from the first day of menstrual cycle or 5th day. Okay, because you have to tell the patient, that is theoretically you will ask the patient to start from the first day or 5th day. You will tell them one number. Okay, or but for your knowledge, it is safe to start from any day, from 1st to 5th day. She can start from any day, first day, second day, third day, 4th day, 5th day. That is safe. Okay, for your knowledge. But to tell the patient, you will ask either first day of menstrual cycle, of every cycle she will take the same, she will follow the same method, or the 5th day of menstrual cycle. Any one thing is okay. Okay. Acha, now how she will take this? She will take each hormonal or white pill, hormonal pill, each day, every day one pill, each day one pill, single pill. Approximately around same time of the day, like she is taking around 9 p.m. to she will take around 9 p.m. also. She can correlate, like many patients prefer taking it at night, many patients prefer taking it in morning. So you have, that is no limitation that you have to take in the night only, but you have to take at the same time every day. Okay. Or if she will take this continuous 21 days, when white pill is finished, they will start taking non-hormonal pill or the hormonal tablets, non-hormonal iron tablets. Okay, she will have period during this period, irrespective of the date of menstruation. She will start the new pill or new packet from the 29th day, or after finishing this strip, she will start new packet. That's why also one pill, Suvida name is for that only. There is a convenience that she doesn't need to remember the day. She will just continue taking the pills each day one tablet. When one strip is finished, she will start taking new strip. Okay, she doesn't need to remember any gap is there or not, because many patient will forget ki gap kitna hua, 4-5 days hua. Many times they forget to take 10 days nahi liya. So in that case, there can be chance of pregnancy. That's why it is also known as contraceptive is also known as OCP is also known as Suvidha. The government supplies their Suvidha tablet. SUVIDH Suvidha. Acha, if patient, acha, I will tell you the other names also. One is this second generation levonorgestrel, second generation progesterone, and one more is your Novolon. Other names are Novolon, other contraceptive available in the market, Novolon, Familon. Okay, here the composition is the estrogen is the same, ethinyl estradiol. Okay, and progesterone is here it is desogestrel. It is same dose 0.15. Here it is same dose, desogestrel 0.15. Ethinyl estradiol is doses different. Here it is 30. Here it is 20. Familon is low dose. Okay. This is desogestrel. Then nowadays most commonly uses Bronis or also come under the brand name Yasmin. Here it is Drospirenone. What is the benefit of the fourth generation progesterone? Many you must have seen in OPD PCOD patients. Patients comes with complaint of acne, hirsutism, PCOD. Anti-androgenic effect is there of drospirenone. That's why it is preferably used in PCOS patient or any acne patient or hirsutism patient. Anti-androgenic effect. Anti-androgenic. Drospirenone and ethinyl estradiol is the same. Okay. Bronis 30, 20 comes. 30 is 30 microgram ethinyl estradiol. 20 is 20 microgram ethinyl estradiol. Drospirenone is the same, 3 milligram. Okay. Yasmin is the same as Donis 30, composition is same. It is much costlier. These are also costly, but it is much costlier than Donis 30. And nowadays, we also use Dynogest. That is not a contraceptive actually, that is just a progesterone, Dinogestrone. We use 2 milligram for endometriosis. It is also fourth generation. It is not contraceptive. This is just progesterone for the endometriosis. OCPs or CUCs can be divided into different categories according to the your dose of ethinyl estradiol, low dose, high dose. What we read, low dose, high dose, low dose. Low dose is 20 microgram and 10 microgram ethinyl estradiol. And other method is your simple phasic, monophasic, biphasic, triphasic. Phasic means, monophasic means ki same dose is there. Okay. Same dose of progesterone is in all the 21 days. Biphasic means the dose of progesterone increases in the first 7 days, first week, second week, third weeks, it will increase. And triphasic means 3 times it will increase. Biphasic means 2 times it will increase. Now, normally we use only monophasic also only. Triphasic, biphasic are not normally used. There is no better advantage found nowadays over biphasic or triphasic. Okay, that's why monophasic is normally used. And one other category is you are taking it monthly, like 21 days and 7 days gap, and one other is extended. Extended means ki 84 days you will take the hormonal pill, 7 days will be hormone free period. So she will menstruate every 3 months. Okay, that is the extended period. This is more beneficial, extended period is more beneficial in patient of having dysmenorrhea or dysphoria or severe premenstrual syndrome. In that cases we give extended release. Even in some cases of endometriosis also we give this, because all of the symptom is menstruation will decrease the menstruation, the symptom will decrease. So in this case, menstruation will occur every 3 months. So she will have the complaints or the problem only once a 3 month. Okay, that's why extended contraceptive pill, extended phase contraceptive pills are beneficial in that cases. Extended period. Achha, now coming on to your missed pill. If patient comes to you like I have missed one pill, what will you advise? Hmm. Next day immediately she will take, or any backup method you will advise? It depends on which day of the cycle she missed the period. Okay, you must have read your menstruation cycle. This is 14th, 0, this 7, this is 7, and this is last. Take. This is 21. Okay. If she missed her dose in the first 7 days, just you will ask her to take one pill the next day, then continue as usual. There is no backup required. But if she misses in this last 7 days, what will you advise? She missed one period in pill in last 7 days. What will you advise? Hmm? Hmm? Very good. So there is no difference. She will just continue taking the pill. She will take the missed pill and she will continue. Okay. But if she misses pill in this and in this, hmm? if if only one pill is missed, there is no much effect. You will advise the take the dose next day and continue this, and you will use barrier method for next 7 days. Okay. But if it is done in this period after ovulation, then you will ask to use to take 2 tablets. Okay. Normally, when patient will ask you if one dose is missed, there is no effect as such, but you have to consult because theoretically it is not much dangerous if she misses one pill, but if misses 2 pill, then it is dangerous. Then contraception, other method is required, or emergency contraceptive will be required if she misses more than one pill or 2 pill or 3 pill, then other method or emergency contraception is required if because ovulation has already occurred. But theoretically only one pill is missed, no other method is required. You will just continue, she will just continue the same packet. If more than 3 pills are missed, you will ask to discard that packet. You will start new packet and use other methods of contraception. Okay. Acha, what is the mechanism of action of OCP? How it acts? Huh? Cervical mucus thickening. Huh? Cervical mucus thickening. Mucus thickening. और बोलो FSH में क्या करता है? नेगेटिव फीडबैक से क्या होगा? What are you trying to prevent here? Pregnancy तो हाँ शॉर्ट में बोलो क्या? Implantation is different. हाँ fertilization. Implantation. OCP का मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट मैकेनिज्म एक्शन क्या है जो बाकी में उतना इफेक्टिव नहीं, दैट इज इफेक्टिव ओनली इन OCP. Most important. Ovulation. It prevents ovulation. What you were telling, LHFSH, it will cause feedback. It will inhibit or decrease LHFSH surge, and there will be no ovulation. Okay. So most important thing is it comes on the second. First is prevent ovulation. because that is not mechanism of action in other method. This is the only method having surely which can decrease or prevent ovulation. Second is thickening of cervical mucus. Third is mechanism of action is implantation. Very good. It prevents implantation. How it prevents implantation? Cervical mucus तो हो गया. Implantation. How it prevents implantation? Thickens the uterine wall. It does opposite. It causes atrophy. Thinning of endometrium. Because why? Because estrogen is decreased. Okay. Naturally, estrogen which was secreted due to FSH, it decreases. That's why thinning of endometrium is there, and it causes failure of implantation. How you will remember? O stands for ovulation, C stands for cervical mucus, P stands for plantation, implantation. Okay? Yeah, this is a mnemonic. OCP. भूलना नहीं कभी. OCP, O stands for ovulation. This is the only method which sure shot or confirmly prevents the ovulation. Okay? What are the side effects? Huh? Have you menstrual bleeding? Irregular. There can be breakthrough bleeding. Okay, breakthrough bleeding. Breakthrough bleeding can be there. And nausea, vomiting, if side effect of every drug, almost every drug. Pharma में तुम्हें पढ़ा होगा. Weight gain, plasma, most common nausea, vomiting. That is very common. In OPD, you will see patient will tell कि গা গোলাচ্ছে, বমি লাগছে. Nausea, vomiting, weight gain, breast tenderness, weight gain. That is a side effect nahi, that can increase the chance of cervical cancer. It is not side effect exactly. That is not causing cervical cancer. That does not prevent the transmission of HPV. That's why it decreasing cervical cancer. Okay, cervical cancer is occurring because of HPV. Achha, these are the normal side effects. Now coming on to your other are liver. Now coming on to your major thing. Uses of OCP. Non-contraceptive use of OCP. ये सब क्वेश्चन एग्जाम में आएगा. नॉन कॉन्ट्रासेप्टिव यूज ऑफ OCP. PCOD सबसे पहले बोलोगे. PCOD पे वाइवा हो जाएगा उसके बाद. कॉमन चीज बोलो. एंडोमेट्रियोसिस वाइवा हो जाएगा डायरेक्ट. कॉमन चीज बोलो आगे. फाइब्रॉइड. Prevents anemia. Very good. It decreases the menstrual flow. That's why it decreases the anemia. Very good. It is very very important. तुमको लग रहा होगा बन्नी में कितना छोटा वो है, लेकिन very important. Decreases anemia because it decreases the menstrual flow or menstrual bleeding. That's why it is also used in menorrhagia or AUB. Menorrhagia. Also used in PMS. What is PMS? Postmenstrual. Premenstrual syndrome. ये सब लास्ट बाद में बोलना. कॉमन चीज पहले बोलो. बोला सही है लेकिन लास्ट में बोलना. और क्या कॉमन है? Irregular vaginal bleeding, irregular menstruation. To maintain or bring back the normal menstrual cycle, we give OCP. If patient is complaining कि मासिक 2 बार हुए जाते हैं, मासिक, say, or when you rule out pregnancy, then you can give OCP. To regularize the menstrual cycle. Regularize the menstrual cycle. Okay. And menstrual cycle or Dysmenorrhea. Dysmenorrhea. What is dysmenorrhea? Pain during menstruation. And he told PMS. Premenstrual syndrome, dysphoria, dysmenorrhea, and अब बोलो जो जो बोला था बाद में, पहले बोला था जो endometriosis, PCOD, acne, hirsutism, these all come under non-contraceptive use. Okay. Acha, now coming on to the contraindication. Contraindication, there's different categories you can study in detail in your book. Comes under medical eligibility criteria, absolute contraindication, relative contraindication. What are the absolute contraindication? Absolute contraindication. Absolute contraindication. किस किस्म बिल्कुल नहीं दोगे? कोई एक हाँ तो कॉमनली बुक में पढ़ोगे अनडायग्नोस्ड vaginal bleeding. उस केस में vaginal bleeding can be endometrial cancer. Okay, it can be endometrial hyperplasia. In that cases, undiagnosed vaginal bleeding, you will not give OCP or that endometrial cancer. If proven endometrial cancer is there, obviously you will not give OCP. Then और बोलो liver disease, active liver disease or liver cirrhosis, liver cancer, any gallbladder disease, okay, and thromboembolism, thromboembolic episode, CVA episode, any hypertension, uncontrolled hypertension, any cardiovascular events, severe cardiovascular event, thromboembolism, this is absolute contraindication. Liver cancer, absolute contraindication, you will not give. And migraine with aura, patient is having migraine, that is very common, migraine is very common. If patient is having migraine with aura, you will not give OCP. These are the main these are the main absolute contraindication. And breast cancer. Okay, breast cancer. Breast cancer. These are the major. There are many. Then coming on to relative. Relative में any liver disease, normal migraine, any liver report is deranged. And absolute, if patient age is more than 35 or BMI more than 35, in that cases you will not give OCP. Now coming on to cancers. Which cancer it prevents, which cancer it increases. Chances are increased after taking OCPs. Which cancer increases, which cancer decreases? Breast cancer decreases, breast cancer increase, breast cancer. Then एक तुमने क्या बोला था? Cervical cancer. Or increase or decrease? Cervical cancer increase, cervical decrease. अभी तो एंडोमेट्रियल देखा तुमने, उसमें तो नहीं दे रहे थे. Osteosarcoma. कैंसर का बात हो रहा है. कैंसर बोलो. डिक्रीज पक्का? अभी तो तुमने बोला कि उसमें है नहीं देंगे एंडोमेट्रियल कैंसर में, हाँ? और कोई कैंसर नहीं डिक्रीज करता है? ओवेरियन कैंसर, वेरी गुड. Ovarian cancer decreases, endometrial cancer decreases. Okay, these are because it decreases the hormones, it decreases the ovarian carcinoma, and because causes thinning of the endometrium, it decreases. But if endometrial cancer is already established, in that case you will not give. Okay. The tissue related to the hormone, that is hormone dependent. Hormone dependent is ovary and endometrium, that it will decrease. Hormone dependent tissue कैसे रिमेम्बर करोगे? तुम्हारा एंडोमेट्रियम डिपेंड्स ऑन हार्मोन, हाँ, ओवरी डिपेंड्स ऑन हार्मोन, तो ये दोनों कैंसर को डिक्रीज करेगा, ठीक, क्योंकि दो हार्मोन डिक्रीज कर रहा है, ठीक. एंड सर्विक्स में ऑब्वियसली कोई हार्मोन से रिलेशन है नहीं ज़्यादा कुछ, और ऑब्वियसली देयर इज इंक्रीज चांस ऑफ एसटीडी बिकॉज दे आर नॉट यूजिंग बेरी कॉन्ट्रासेप्टिव, तो इसलिए इंक्रीज ऑफ सर्वाइकल कैंसर एंड ब्रेस्ट कैंसर ऑलरेडी इट इंक्रीजेस चांस, और वो तुमको याद ही रखना पड़ेगा ऐसे, ठीक. अच्छा, इसमें तुम्हारा एक और प्रोजेस्टेरोन है सिप्रोटेरोन एसीटेट. नॉर्मली हम लोग ब्रांड नेम से आते हैं क्रिम्सन 35. सिप्रोटेरोन एसीटेट, इट इज नॉर्मली यूज्ड इन हिस्टोडिज्म, टू ट्रीट हिस्टोडिज्म इन एक्ने. और कुछ बचा तुम्हारा, हाँ, ये रहा तुम्हारा मेडिकल एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया. दिस इज डिपेंड्स ऑन एब्सोल्यूट कॉन्ट्राइंडिकेशन, रिलेटिव कॉन्ट्राइंडिकेशन. ओके, ये एक्सटेंडेड पिल तो बुक्स में मिल जाएगा. नॉर्मली वी डोंट यूज एक्सटेंडेड पिल, we can use the same pill in extended fashion also. ये डिफरेंट नाम दिए हैं तुम्हारे माजी सर की बुक में दिए हैं, डिफरेंट नाम्स जो मैंने बोले, उससे भी ज़्यादा नाम है, बहुत सारे नाम हैं, ठीक, ये सब हैं. अच्छा, नाउ कमिंग ऑन टू योर POPs. Okay, progesterone only pill. Progesterone only pill are not commonly used. It is not available over here. Progesterone only pill normally used as available in India, or government supply is Cerazette. Desogestrel is the composition. It is available in dose 0.15 milligram. POPs. What are the indications or advantage of POPs? Progesterone only pills. Here in COCs there was combination of two drugs, estrogen and progesterone. In POPs only progesterone is there. One of the contraindication of OCPs was just after delivery. In the first 6 months, if patient is breastfeeding, we will not give OCP because in the first 3 weeks it can increase the chance of thromboembolism. अच्छा, कौन सा साइड इफेक्ट किस कंपोनेंट से हो रहा है? थ्रोम्बोएम्बोलिज्म किससे हो रहा है? एस्ट्रोजन से. अच्छा, स्ट्रोक. अच्छा, और लिवर एंड ब्रेस्ट डिजीज. मेनली कार्डियोवेस्कुलर जो जितने थ्रोम्बोएम्बोलिज्म, कार्डियोवेस्कुलर साइड इफेक्ट्स ऑल आर अकरिंग बिकॉज ऑफ एस्ट्रोजन. ब्रेस्ट, लिवर, दीज आर अकरिंग mainly because of progesterone. There is some shared side effects also, but mainly मोटा मोटी यही याद रखना है तुमको. तो कार्डियोवेस्कुलर है वो एस्ट्रोजन है, लिवर, ब्रेस्ट मेनली प्रोजेस्टेरोन की वजह से हो रहा है, ठीक है. अच्छा, नाउ कमिंग ऑन टू POPs. POPs, what are the advantage of POPs? Progesterone only pill, or we also call it as mini pill. Mini pill. What are the advantage? Less chance of, वो नहीं बोलना है, साइड इफेक्ट्स बोलो. It can be used in breastfeeding mothers. Okay. Normally, when patient comes to you after delivery in postpartum period, in the first 3 weeks, you will not advise any contraception, because even if you are giving POPs, you don't give in the first 3 weeks, you don't give any hormonal treatment. Okay. After 3 weeks only, you can give POPs or injection and injectable DMPA, deoxyprogesterone acetate, or you can give implant. That is all 3 hours only progesterone containing. Only progesterone containing contraceptive you can give after 3 weeks, not before 3 weeks. So in the first 3 weeks, it is absolutely contraindicated. You don't give any contraceptive hormonal before 3 weeks. Okay. After 3 weeks, if patient is not breastfeeding, you can start OCPs. And normally, if patient is breastfeeding, you can start POPs only. So, and one more advantage is, what is the other advantage? There is no risk of thromboembolism, there is no risk of cardiovascular side effect, and what are the disadvantage of POPs? Disadvantage, osteoporosis, one of the, decrease the bone density, not as such, mainly bone density decrease in your injectable and implant. Here it is less decreased. What are the disadvantage? Most important, most common cause the patient doesn't want to take this POPs is breakthrough bleeding. It is very high, rate is very high, breakthrough bleeding is very high, and breast tenderness, weight gain, all will be there, liver abnormalities will be there. These are the disadvantage. Cerazette is the only Cerazette is the government supply POPs available in India. Desogestrel. Or normally we don't give POPs. If we have to give, we normally give in India. Normally give injectable. What is the how you will ask the patient to take POP? How she will take? It should be taken each day at the same time. Should be taken within 3 hours of the last dose, of the last time. Like she was taking at 9 p.m. so she has to take within 3 hours. If she misses the pill, or it 4 hours has already gone from the time she has already taken last day, then you have to take 2 pills the other day, and then you have to use one other Barren method or other contraceptive method in that cycle. So because of the time limitation, it is less used, because it is normally OCPs you can take it after 4-5 hours, but here 3 hours is the limited time. You have to take within 3 hours of the last time. Okay. What are the emergency contraceptive pills, you know? Levonorgestrel. This is the government supply known as Easy Pill. What is the dose here? Single dose. Used to come in two tablets, 75. Nowadays 1.5. Okay. When it should be taken? ये सब बोल दोगे आंसर. अच्छा. और what are the other emergency contraceptive pills used? अच्छा, patient if complains कि she has they had intercourse around say third week of menstrual cycle, then you will advise this levonorgestrel easy pill. If ovulation has already occurred, then there is they have to use other methods also. This is not absolute. If ovulation has not occurred, then it will 100% work. But if ovulation has occurred, it might not work. Okay. What are the other emergency contraceptive used? Mifepristone, ulipristal. What is mifepristone? And progesterone. Very good. And ulipristal is selective SPRM, selective progesterone receptor modulator. And other emergency contraceptives? Other? This should be inserted within 5 days of having intercourse. Emergency. And ulipristal can be used within 5 days of having intercourse. Okay. And the one non-hormonal contraceptive is Centroman, other is your ulipristal. This is Centroman or meloxifene. Or meloxifene or Centroman also comes under the brand name Sevesta. This is the government supply Centroman. This is non-hormonal. Central action is there. Okay. This also comes under name Chaya. This should be taken twice weekly for the first 4 weeks, then once weekly after that. There is no gap in between the weeks.